back and bats it over the dead ball line under pressure from Corey Patterson.
Perfectly weighted kick and a good chase as well. See Corey Patterson in big stride as well, and Vincent Dupont wasn't taking any chances. Did he have time to pick that ball up? Well, he wasn't taking any chances.
As we'd said, it's been raining, it's slippery, it's a risky ploy that is, isn't it, to try to maybe to have picked it up.
Absolutely. Any 50-50 decisions in any player's mind will go on the side of caution and carefulness.
So first goal line drop out of this game, and Luke Walsh reaches almost up to the halfway line where Dawson brings it back and almost breaks through the first. He does, he's still going. Anderson comes back.
Some strong carries, isn't there, from Leigh? They've turned up with the right attitude, and that's what you need in big games. It's not just always about the skill and what you can do with the ball.
Leigh ratcheting up the pressure here now. Here's Reynolds, short ball to Anthony Maria. He's tackled on the 10-metre line by Greg Bird. Hyam, quick play the ball. Here's Burr now, and Bird drives it in, was looking for maybe somebody on his shoulder. Busquet with the tackle. Hyam. They're going to come to this left-hand side. Clare, arms raised, is looking for that ball, but that's good defence. On the 10-metre line. Burr puts the kick in. Still on the last, says the referee. Drink water, Clare, and that's going to go into touch, and that's a disappointing end to a promising situation.
I think there's a touch from a Catalan player though here.
Yeah, I think it's Ian Thornley in the tackle.
Well, they seem to be making up, didn't they? Lachlan Bird, who's not renowned for his kicking, he kicks the ball forward, they get the ball, they pick it up, they go out wide, and all of a sudden they're caught. And you can see the hand there from Thornley, the number 21, makes a play for it.
This is now the third consecutive set. Don't forget, Catalans made that mistake. They were penalised or brought for a forward pass to Richard Myler. They then had a goal line dropout. Here they'll get another set, you would imagine, from this scrum. 20 metres or less from the Catalan line, and this is a test to see whether the Dragons' defence has improved from when they last played them.
And they're going to go down the short side. Reynolds plays the ball. Beg your pardon, it was Fleming into the middle of the field. Here's Burr once again, right in front of those posts, about 10 metres out. So time for Hyam to choose his options. Looks to his left, goes to his right to Anthony Maria. Maria onto Reynolds. They've got the numbers here. They've got the numbers. They've got the first try of the game, and it's Matty Dawson who breaks the deadlock early on, but the referee has gone to the video ref for this first decision of the game.
Try and tackle two. We're just checking the grounding, please.
It's James. The grounding Ben Thaler wants reviewed by video ref James Child before this try is confirmed.
Well, certainly the touches on the far side, he was quite happy with the grounding. Ben Thaler just wants to check it, and although there is a little bobble there, I think it stays in his hands and his fingers are on the ball as it touches the ground, so that will be a fair try and confirmed.
Try for Matty Dawson, his third of these qualifiers, and Leigh Centurions profit from, as Phil said, a catalogue of Catalan errors.
Well, you know, the Leigh Centurions is the attempted knock on here. He's trying to close the ball down there, Ian Thornley, to prevent it going to Patterson, and as a result they get the ball back. And the Leigh side have scored several tries in the qualifiers in a very similar fashion to this, both to the right wing and the left. And for that reason, you have them as favourites to win this game, because we've not seen Catalan score a try with this passing or attacking accuracy in the qualifying period. That's a brilliant try at any level, in the Super League or in the £1 million match. That was a brilliant, brilliant finish. Now, this guy's kicked the goal well here, 80% success rate this season. This will be a dream start if he can go 6-0 up.
Ben Reynolds it is. He's kicked 13 goals so far in the qualifiers phase of the season. And from the sidelines, he's landed that one. Goal kicking, as we've seen in the Super League semis, crucial. And Neil Jukes celebrating. And Matty Dawson likewise.
Well, Bill, the Centurions have dominated the opening 6 minutes. And that's great execution, but it's come on the back of pressure. We're talking about weather, we're talking about wet weather rugby league and what that does to the approach of any team.
Here is Anthony Maria. Big hit on Anthony Maria by Justin Horo.
That's what they can do to you. If you run straight at them, they can whack you, they'll hurt you, they like to intimidate you. You move them around, the communication's not good enough. And that try was a perfect example of why they are where they are in the table.
Bird and Moa and then Ayton all going to meet Danny Tickle. Maria again, up to the 40-metre line. And here's Hyam. Ball behind him to Burr. That's the 5th tackle. Leigh happy to go up the middle of the field, and then it's Reynolds with the tackle. Reynolds is taken high, groan from the crowd. It was Busquet who went in on him, but officials didn't see anything untoward in that.
It's always going to be a big game for the middlemen in these, especially in these conditions, and a game that's got so much at stake. They'll just be battling it out, and yeah, there's no problem with that from Julian Busquet. He was committed to that tackle.
This guy with the ball here, Greg Bird, he started the season, for the first 2 or 3 games, you'd say he was going to be a contender for Man of Steel. Obviously, the season's not gone that way.
40-20 from Walsh, instead it's out on the full.
Well, that's the second time in the match, isn't it, that he's attempted a 40-20 early in the set. It's clearly a ploy they've gone with, but it's the second time it's not come off.
They kick on the 3rd play, they don't move teams around. I talked about Leigh doing that and not getting caught up in that middle battle. Last week when Catalan played against Widnes, they only shifted the ball more than 2 passes on 9 occasions. Now that's not good enough. Your middle men, the lads who are defending the middle, it's so easy for them to read.
Bit of a pause while Anthony Maria, I think it is, some attention. Or they're just having a breather.
They'll just expand on the weather and the greasiness of the surface. When it's wet, position is everything, because the closer you are to your line, the more likely you are, when you make a mistake, is to concede a try. So both teams, even with that early kick from Luke Walsh, look like they're going for territory and field position.
Well, Leigh Centurions with Ben Crooks now. Crooks tackled by Fuad Yaha. Now Anthony Maria really getting through the work is the French front rower. Anthony Maria wrestles his way clear there. Here is Reynolds now. Reynolds. Moa gave him the treatment there, but Reynolds managing to get the pass on, and it eventually arrives in the hands of Vincent Dupont.
Huge defensive pressure. Sam Moa timed it to perfection. The split second Ben Reynolds passed that ball, he got an almighty whack.
That's a good run from Thornley. There's times where you could accuse Ian Thornley as the ball comes through, the pass there made. And for the first time, they're up and over the halfway line.
Catalan venturing into Centurions territory now. Here is Greg Bird. He was banned for 4 games initially. He won an appeal, or at least had the ban reduced to 3, enabling him to return for this crucial game. Here he is once more. Massive experience, Greg Bird. It's a penalty.
The game was just too quick for them offside. Leigh Centurions, they were caught out, couldn't get back. They're trying to defend some of these Catalan plays, and this is when Catalan are at the best. They play the ball quick, they're on the front foot, they're catching Leigh on the heels.
Couple of offloads caught Leigh out. I think that's what James Webster was referencing before the game.
Walsh skips away from Corey Patterson's challenge, but there are 2 more to make the tackle for the Centurions. Bird onto Myler. Myler closed down very quickly indeed. Glenn Stewart there.
He read the play from his former teammate.
Paul Ayton, Sam Moa. Moa gets the pass away to Myler. Myler, well, he's game for another one. Once more, Centurions players to stop the Leeds-bound Myler. Here is Ayton. Change of direction from the hooker. Puts a little kick in. Oh, it's bobbling, and it's back to 6. It's back in the hands of Paul Ayton. Walsh. Bird. Here is Justin Horo. Horo. Thornley cuts back in field. Ian Thornley gets the pass away, and Busquet brought down. Centurions defending well. Horo. Walsh now. Moa motoring back towards those posts. About 5 metres out they are now. Here is Walsh. Walsh gets the pass away to Anderson, and Anderson puts it to ground.
it seems that they're always setting up a play, but that play is never coming. Apart from the time when the previous player, when they shifted the ball, they're looking to offload. They're trying to set the field position, but nothing seems to come off. They're making mistakes. They are full of nerves, this Catalan side.
Louis Anderson having a good run in the second row. He's been in that role for the last 10 games. The 32-year-old. The Super League survivor, Louis Anderson.
Some atmosphere, this, isn't it? You can feel the will behind those sticks of the Leigh fans.
Referee wants that scrum reset. Leigh's head and feed then on their own 10-metre line, having survived that first real assault by the Catalan Dragons. Here's Fleming.
They do encourage Leigh to play, don't they, the coaching staff? Going back years ago when they were in Championship, we used to watch them. They do throw the ball around so close to the line. Defenders don't really expect that.
I suppose getting the balance right between attack and defence is the key. Here's another early kick. It's an attempted 40-20.
It's the boot of Drinkwater. Oh, and Fouad Yaha does superbly well there to bat the ball back in field. And Lewis Tierney, fortunately for him, was on the same wavelength.
But they're following it up, haven't they? And it's making sure you've got enough focus on your defence, not just on your attack here for the Leigh side. In fact, probably one of the biggest improvements that Kieran Cunningham's perhaps made is improving the defence. In the last 2 games, they've only conceded 2 tries.
Corey Patterson is all over the shop after he took on Fouad Yaha there and came off second best. He's in the tackle there.
He's a big boy, Fouad Yaha, isn't he? He was the passenger in that tackle. You're right, Bill. It's not quite right yet.
Certainly had his marbles scrambled then, because as Fouad Yaha was bringing that ball out.
He's down on his haunches. Physio's just on his way on now to see him.
Supposed to be a protocol about head injury assessments, wasn't there?
Hopkins and Hansen, possible replacements.
Oh, that's it.
Gets his head in the wrong way, doesn't it? I think Harrison Hansen looks like he might be the man to replace Corey Patterson.
Gets that wrong and hits his elbow, doesn't he?
Meanwhile, here come the Centurions with Reynolds. Ben Crooks comes back into the middle of the field. Corey Patterson is leaving. Harrison Hansen coming on. And Reynolds chips a little kick over the top, over the head of Fouad Yaha, and Tierney has to come across to retrieve that ball.
Good kick from Ben Reynolds. And that's a good return as well from Tierney, who, as we've already mentioned, will be in for a big afternoon, both in terms of kick return and when he's catching those high bombs.
Is Dupont. Leigh ahead by 6 points to 0. Samoa making his 25th consecutive appearance, the front rower. Now Braden Williame. A hush here, there's anxiety in the air. A long way to go in this game. And Walsh blasts that ball to the skies.
They did well to get underneath that Ryan Hampshire. It was a wicked kick from Luke Walsh. They get into the end of the set now. Catalan like to play the ball down here, like to defend here, get the numbers in, slow Leigh down.
They have looked dangerous off those offloads, but they can't do it so close to the line, Catalan Dragons, and that's the reason the Centurions are kicking well, just trying to build pressure.
To get the sense Leigh have run out of steam here. There's a lot of people walking in red and white shirts. They've gone hard there for 15 minutes, but it's one-man carries at the moment, and that seems to have slowed down a little.
Glenn Stewart skips away from that first Centurions tackle, tried to get the pass off, and Reynolds belts the ball upfield. I think it was Drinkwater who was trying to capitalise on that.
There's your answer, Phil. I think they're full of energy as well, aren't they? Especially that man playing against his former club. Good offload, just can't take it in, Drinkwater. The line was in front of him, would have had just Lewis Tierney to beat. Look at this, good skill, good offload, knew exactly where his teammate was.
Glenn Stewart's one season for the Catalan Dragons before crossing the channel to join the Centurions. So another pause in the proceedings. Head and feed. The Catalan Dragons have the ball back, yet really to test the Leigh Centurions' defence in this £1 million game. Is Fuad Yaha returning to the side for this game. It's Krishnan Inu, the man who has missed out for the Catalan Dragons. He was the 18th man, was warming up with them, but Steve McNamara deciding to leave him out and bring Fuad Yaha back. Myler, Anderson decided against moving the ball on to Braden Williame. Here's Bird now.
There's quite a few one-up carries here for Catalan.
Myler now. Stewart very quickly up on him. Tierney finds Walsh now, and Walsh puts a little grubber kick in. Nobody's on the same wavelength. Walsh chasing his own kick. Audacious to get out of trouble, and Hampshire will counter. Ryan Hampshire is going to counter. It's Hampshire against Tierney, and back comes Greg Bird to make the tackle.
Nice play, nice confident play from Leigh.
Here is Drinkwater travelling across the field, looking for some support, but couldn't link up, and they've lost a little bit of the momentum there. Now trying to regenerate it with Tickle.
He was just after someone punching a hole into the line then. Drinkwater, nobody was with him though.
Is Burr. Burr's lost that ball, and Leigh have lost the chance.
Well, I bet the hearts of all those fans behind the sticks were in the mouths as they put that offload in the in-goal. There's a challenge from Paul Ayton dislodging the ball. Look at this. It is a good kick. The chase looks adequate, but after this offload, holy moly. Look at all those Leigh fans get right behind Ryan Hampshire, who makes 50+ metres for his side. Fantastic work from the Centurions.
Good work from Greg Bird as well, tracking back. Alert to the threat, because it was just Lewis Tierney against Ryan Hampshire, it looked like, being two ex-Wiganers, or, well, Tierney's still a Wiganer, back to the Warriors, strictly speaking, at the end of this season. So Catalan will breathe a sigh of relief. That could have been very costly. As Horrow plays the ball. Ayton, here is Ian Thornley. Samoa now.
He's showed up well, hasn't he, Samoa? He's demanding that ball again, still trying to pump those legs forward. Knows how crucial this game could be.
Catalan with a real absence of front rowers, but Busquets making up for that.
Well, Ben Reynolds then, no respect for big Julian Busquets.
They haven't had a problem making meters, it's making breaks and scoring tries. It's been the challenge for the Catalan Dragons.
Greg Richards, I think. That kick is hoisted. Hampshire is underneath it and gathers that one, and then is gathered in by the chasing Myler.
Well, Drinkwater now trying to bring some of the outside backs onto the ball now as Catalan tried to turn the screw in the corner.
Just bubbling away now. We're just past the quarter mark into the second quarter. I would say that the Centurions owned that first quarter, in front on the scoreboard. What can the Catalan Dragons do in this second quarter?
Here is Mickey Hyam. Now Ben Crooks. Reynolds. And Tierney well positioned to gather that ball and bring the ball back for the Catalan Dragons. Skipping away from Richards, who's then brought down by Burr and Tickle.
He's an intelligent player, isn't he, Ben Reynolds? Jumps out the short side, kicks the ball down the field. But what's impressive about Leigh Centurions in the opening 22 minutes is how good the chase is. No one's sitting back admiring the kick, hoping it's going to be a 40-20. They're working extra hard, across the board, chasing hard.
Samoa, Catalan without Remy Casti, Mikel Simon, another of their front rowers who's absent, and Luke Burgess, been out for a while. Here is Greg Bird. And Bird has lost that ball, he's knocked it on.
Well, he's not happy, is he, Greg Bird?
He's one of the leaders, Greg Bird. And when you look around, if you're an inexperienced player, yeah, you can make mistakes, but your reaction after making a mistake, well, it is.
The referee said he's tried to offload that ball. There's not a chance in hell he's trying to offload that ball.
Well, there is hands in, and there was a strip there from Reynolds. As we say all the time, you do get calls that go for you and against you. That call's gone against Greg Bird.
Well, it was stolen, wasn't it? He pulled out that side.
We saw Corey Patterson wobbling off the field a short time ago. Let's get an update from Angela.
I think, Bill, you saw the same thing I saw when Corey Patterson came away from that tackle. It was a heroic effort for him to stay on his feet, never mind getting back into the line to defend again. The good news for him is, though, he's cleared his concussion test and he's free to go back on. Good news that for the Leigh Centurions.
Corey Patterson on the sidelines. And he'll be back. Centurions, by virtue of a fortuitous decision, get the ball back themselves.
And you can hear the noise from the collisions up here, the thuds, and you can tell how intense it is. If somebody gets a whack and it's a bit hurtful, they'll get up, they'll play the ball, then drop to the knee and catch the breath.
Greg Richards. Leigh inching forward. Oh, and then Tickle puts it down, and Catalan will get it back.
All the work for the Centurions then was targeting the same area, targeting the same defenders. Just a good shot for him.
Sam Moore again, he's been everywhere.
He's been absolutely brilliant, carrying the ball defensively. He's been all over the pitch. He's one of those players that's played on the highest level, and it'll be hurting him. Neil Dukes just putting some notes down for half-time.
Off we go.
The bearded Kieran Cunningham sitting alongside him. Catalan have visited Leigh just twice previously. They won on both those visits. So they know they can win on this pitch.
Well, they scored 77 points, didn't they, in the two games, the first two games of the season against them. 77 points, and yet since then, really, they've seemed to have forgotten how to get over the try line.
It's Braden Williami, and that for a team that for a long part of its Super League tenure has been synonymous with attack and with flair, and have just gone into their shell in 2017.
With flair, definitely. Playing what's in front of them, but none of that in this game.
Well, none of that this season, really. Here's Benjamin Garcia off the bench. 40 metres out. Walsh, Horrow back for Bird. Bird is weighing up his options and then taking them on as ever. He likes taking people on, Greg Bird. Gets to his feet to play the ball. Ayton, here is Myler now. Myler, little kick, ricochets, and Leigh have it back.
Well, they're alert to the danger, aren't they? In the kicking game over there from Richie Myler. He controls the left-hand side. You've got Luke Walsh who stands on the right-hand side. Took a bit of a ricochet from Burt. He's the first to react, though. Reynolds. He's looked strong carrying the ball away from the try line. Hampshire.
Penalty. Interference.
If you can win the first three players, Bill, it makes it so much easier for the bigger forwards who are then coming on tackle 4 and 5. And the back three know that, and Ryan Hampshire knew that he had to get up, play the ball as quick as possible.
Go.
Leigh with that penalty, and with Sam Hopkins approaching the halfway line. They lead by 6 points to 0. Super League security is what is at stake here, and Leigh Centurions at the moment have the advantage.
Well, the old stage of Mickey Hyam's just gone off, and young Liam Hood's come onto the pitch. He has got speed from dummy half.
Here's Hampshire. Fleming stopped in his tracks. Drinkwater now. Drinkwater, short pass from him to Hopkins, who's tackled. That's the 5th. 20 metres out. And Reynolds will hoist this to the corner. A challenge. The challenges are there, and it's going to be Tierney who eventually gets there. That could have gone anywhere.
Another quality kick from Ben Reynolds, putting pressure on the Centurions. Unfortunately, the ball was batted back, but there was no Centurions ready to pick it up.
Here is Jason Baitieri, another one of the benchmen for the Catalan Dragons.
There's enough red and white shirts there, isn't there, for the Centurions. They're not going away from the game plan. They're executing it correctly, and they're not getting bored of defence as well. Got that decent line speed. They're hitting, they're sticking, they're taking the Catalan defender to ground.
In that case, it's Benjamin Garcia. Walsh on the fifth tackle puts a deep kick in. Hampshire returns it, signals to James Clare to tuck inside him, and then is brought down.
A good play from Ryan Hampshire as well. He gets a bit of a high shot, but doesn't make a big deal about it. Trying to get a penalty off the referee.
More Centurions players walking now. Lachlan Blair, the last man back, taking the opportunity to get some air in the lungs.
Ayton and Clare having a wrestling match, and then Catalan offside.
Well, they're just trying to get some field position, aren't they, Catalan? It wasn't a decent kick. They're offside. You can see that Louis Anderson to the left of the referee. He gets up, tries to slow them down. Nice and quick from Catalan in the defensive line, but it was just too much for the referee.
So Glenn Stewart, as the Centurions on the back of that penalty are about 15 metres out. Here is Burr again, getting through plenty of work. Now Drinkwater, Reynolds puts the kick in, but Fuad Yaha is able to bring that ball back.
As his time again, Ben Reynolds. I'm sure he'd a couple more players kicking on the second tackle. If it comes off, well, it looks $1 million, but it didn't do on that occasion. Buy a bit more time down here. Just keep Catalan penned down near their own line.
Walsh, here is Garcia. Garcia met by Harrison Hansen with the tackle. Here is Tierney now. Tierney steps back inside, but is brought down. The tackle from Fleming. Not quite up to the halfway line. 4 tackles gone. Just over the halfway line with Thibaut Margalet. That's the 5th tackle. And Ayton, Walsh. Walsh again hoists it. Hampshire once more comes for it. And Hampshire, Thornley was there, missed him, but Dupont didn't.
Looks safe, Ryan Hampshire. He's met everything confidently on the front foot. It's the quality in the end of the sets that the Catalan Dragons are way behind the Centurions. Every kick that the Centurions put in, apart from the last one from Ben Reynolds, has been quality and had a purpose to it. Catalan are kicking from deep, trying to buy field position.
The kick, I mean, well, Crooks is down. Looks as though he might have picked up a knock. Thankfully, he's back on his feet. There was a look of pain on his face as he went down there, and in between, Catalan have got the ball back.
Some ribs exposed as well for Sam Hopkins to hit. He did look in some pain, didn't he?
Meanwhile, here comes Jason Baitieri. Plays the ball. Catalan threatening for the first time in some time. Horo almost went without that. But had overrun the pass from Walsh. Was lucky it stuck. Tierney. Garcia now. 5 metres out, Catalan Dragons looking to level the score here. Walsh, Horo, good defence. Drinkwater it was, making the tackle on the last. Walsh hoists the kick. Anderson was going up for it, but it's Crooks who comes away with it.
They're doing well, aren't they? When the ball goes up in the air, whether it be Ben Crooks getting the ball or Dawson or Hampshire, when they catch that ball, they're beating the first man. It's a brave take under pressure from Louis Anderson. He gets rid of him and then gains 5 or 10 valuable metres.
The Centurions doing everything right defensively so far. When they've been under pressure, they've dealt with those Catalan kicks.
What a great game again, as Barry pointed out. Another fantastic atmosphere. The last 2 nights were great, but this has got the first half hour of the makings. We're going to have the similar contest, a trio of tremendous matches.
Well, we've had a 1-pointer, a 2-pointer. I wonder what this one is going to yield. 3.
Are you looking at me for maths? I'm just going to pay tribute a couple of moments ago, but Ben Crooks, who's still limping in background, when we saw him take that ball up, he slipped and his knee twisted, but he was on hand to deal with that bomb, and Louis Anderson was a hair's breadth away from him, but all hands on deck for both sides.
Horro, that ball has been stolen. Liam Hood protests his innocence, but the referee had a good view of that.
Well, they can't get sloppy now, the Centurions. They've done all the hard work. They're 6-0 up just after half an hour, and they give a penalty away. If you concede penalties, if you make mistakes, and you are defending near your own line, sooner or later, some of these talented Catalan players will punish you. You just can't invite them into the game.
Margalet plays the ball. Been on the bench for the last 3 has the Sant Esteve Tres Catalan recruit, Thibaut Margalet. So Catalan with another opportunity after that, conceding that penalty. Myler, Tierney almost through.
Then the ball was touched as well by a leigh player.
I tell you, was through. Justin Horro was through if he received that ball.
So they've got another 6 to go here, but Garcia, the ball's gone backwards. Play on, says the referee. Margalet does just that, and then Hood clatters Myler. They couldn't capitalise. Leigh had stopped them.
And then they were waiting for the referee to blow up, saying it was a mistake.
Baitieri, Walsh, Myler holds on to it. Tierney once more. Tierney to Thornley, and Thornley will dot that ball down. And Catalan find a way through all round.
How was his grounding there?
But try on tackle 3. Can we just check for obstruction, please?
Oh, it's the dreaded obstruction.
Seemed a strange put down. Ian Thornley, rather than dive into the ground, he chose to put it down.
Right, has anybody got in the way as the ball's moving across? Well, we've got man moving in, no problem there. Next one across, we've no problem there. We did Horro, no problem there. And certainly nothing on the outside as far as an obstruction goes, so there's no obstruction and the ball's grounded fine.
Yeah.
So this try will be confirmed. Just checking the grounding again, just to satisfy Barry.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
Good. Put down's good.
James Child is the video ref. Quick review of that, and surely this try will be confirmed. It is. And the small posse of Catalan supporters are jubilant as Ian Thornley claims his 2nd try of the qualifiers.
Well, the way they've played this season, you don't imagine. Sorry. Here's the play. The hand just touched there from Josh Drinkwater. That gave them 6 more players, and Lewis Tierney took in possession. And then we start to see them shift it from left to right. He comes over across. He's got the space. He knows he's got the gap, and he delivers that soft pass there for Thornley to make sure in the corner.
Well, I said you give them that field position a couple of minutes ago, they will score some tries, and probably that's the most fluent set that they've had. They get near the opposition's try line, they open the ball out, they let the ball do all the work, and then they find that man out wide.
Ian Thornley was on the losing side in this fixture last year as a Hull Kingston Rovers player. Won't want reminding about the drama and heartache of that one. Let's hope for the players' sake today we don't see them going through that again, because it's bad enough as it is, but to endure golden point execution.
I think it's impossible to exaggerate how important that try was for the Catalan Dragons. Remember, they've won just 1 of the last 14 games against Super League opposition. 1 of 14. So if they went 12 behind or even more than that, it's unlikely that they've got the confidence to come back. 6-4, this could be 6-6. This guy's a good kicker.
Yeah, Luke Walsh, one of the best in the business for this one. Oh, it's the post, and the sort of game where a post might make a big difference.
We've already seen this weekend just how important there's the big hit, the big challenge. Margalay carried on, played on, but there's been some great work from Justin Horo. Numerous times he's gone right at the line. He's been so far in the defensive line of the Centurions. It'd have been done for trespassing at some point. But Justin Horo has persevered, and the commitment from the Centurions' defence meant that it was tugged and stretched and the space was created.
Justin Horo, who'll be in Wakefield's colours next season.
It's a big 5 minutes now here for both sides, isn't it? You can't switch off. You know that the half-time hoot is about to sound. You've just conceded a try. If you're the Centurions player, you don't want to concede another try just before half-time.
Here's Margalay for the Catalan Dragons. Walsh, Horo. A positive influence in this first 40 minutes for the Catalan Dragons. By Thierry. Saw Harrison Hansen approaching out of the corner of his eye and took evasive action.
Just stepped in here at the right time.
So just give him more.
Well, Harrison Hansen, he flies out the line, he gets someone in his targets, and he's looking just to get stuck into him. Look at that. Nice hit and spin from Jason Bateri.
Would the Dragons bring Greg Bird on back here now for about 3 minutes before half-time? We know we'll get another break after that. He seems to me the most likely dangerous player with his offloading game when they get close to Leigh's line.
Thornley. So the penalty gives Catalan another good platform here. Here is Margalay once more. There's not a lot of Thibaut Margalay, but he gets stuck in.
He's a good player, isn't he, the youngster? He certainly does ramp up with those two plays, Bird and Samoa. They're two big influences.
Ooh. Myler avoided the first challenge. There's 3 Centurions in the rear guard to bring him down eventually. 10 metres out. Here is Walsh once more. Here is Margalay. Leigh back on their own try line now as Margalay plays the ball. Ayton gets the pass away to Tierney. A little skip from Tierney, almost through. Brought down by Harrison Hansen. Little kick from Myler. Myler stabs it in, and Reynolds just has to opt for safety.
Myler did amazingly well. That pass was down by his ankles. He was good enough to regather it, put the ball almost on the try line of the Centurions. Look at that, great work. Picks it up.
Josh Drinkwater, he wedges in, he causes problems over on the left-hand side for the Centurions. If you choose to shoot the line, you've got to come up with that tackle. They get away with it. There was a couple of players there that helped him out, but you've got to make sure you keep your line intact.
Closing couple of minutes of the first half, and the Centurions have had the better of the last 10 minutes or so. They've got points on the board, and they've had a good stream of possession. They have the ball now. They're about 20 metres out with Walsh. Whoa, poor pass from Walsh, and Myler again did well.
He's not having much luck with them passes, is he, Richie Myler?
Had a job as a slip fielder on the Ashes tour. Here's Margalay. And bang in front of those posts. Here is Horo. Horo. Ooh.
He's dangerous, him.
Yeah, he's a good player, isn't he?
Tierney. Walsh then kicks back across the field. Anderson is underneath it, so is Reynolds. And they dealt with that well. Reynolds brings it where they'll restart with a tap on the 20. The referee says play on.
Nice play from Ben Reynolds. He knew that as soon as he caught that ball, he didn't have to pass it. Gets the ball back to the 20, quick tap, earns his side a penalty. They were caught out, Catalan, then they were trying to slow Reynolds down.
Well, Ben Thaler allowed Leigh to get a real roll on then.
You could just see that they'd lost the play.
I think they're unlucky there, Catalan. I think you know, they got off the tackle. I think he just messed the ball up.
3 brilliant pieces of play. Catch the ball behind his own line, tap it with speed, intensity in his run, and then the fight to play the ball. Wins his side 60 metres.
Final minute of the first 40 here, and the tables are suddenly turned. after Leigh dealt with that Walsh kick, brought it away quickly, awarded the penalty, and now they are 20 metres out, and it's Sam Hopkins in possession. And it's the Catalan Dragons who are now in defensive mode. Hampshire bursting onto that pass from Drinkwater, and it was Walsh clinging onto him. Here once more is Drinkwater, stabs the kick in. Myler, those great hands again.
Well, kicking on the third then for Luke Walsh, maybe. The coach, Neil Dukes, would have liked another play. He would have had time just before half-time to get it. Another crack at the line. Look at this, it's a nice kick though. But again, who's the man at the back? Richie Myler.
Any more of those for Richie Myler? He's going to need treatment at half-time on a bad back.
That's the boundary rope, isn't it, on the Ashes tour? He's got sent down to there.
Well, Catalan Dragons will take their time with this goal line dropout. Just a few seconds of the first half to go.
Right, let's open it up here now.
Well, Drinkwater might go for one from the halfway line, and barely got off the ground. That one, they'll need to do better when we get to the 79th minute, that's for sure. Neil Dukes striding off the field, Paul Cook alongside him there. Plenty to think about for these two sides. Predictably as tight and anxious first 40 minutes. There's the Catalan Dragons chairman, Bernard Gouache, looking pensive. Everybody's pensive and worried on a day like this, in the £1 million game, with a Super League place at stake. Who wouldn't be anxious, nervous, jittery? At the moment, it's the Centurions who lead, but only just.
Brown misses him. Gelling over the top.
It doesn't matter where in Britain you live. Things, people, places, they're all moving forward all the time. How far we've come can't always be measured in miles. But from one generation to the next, you never stop heading.
Live sport. You can watch it and you can get involved in it with the latest Coral action.
Double your match bet winnings as a free bet up to £50 if any forward scores the first try.
Coral. Jump in. Available from App Store and now Google Play. When the fun stops, stop.
Zoinks! Mommy! Turn left right now! Wow! Can I help? We heard you give rewards to some customers.
That's right. As a reward current account customer, you can get money back from the types of places you like to shop. And eat.
Man, that was delicious. Ruggy. Yikes! Run, Scoob! Goodbye.
Nice work, guys.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you?
We've been thinking, what if we gave our customers rewards, like free energy with loyalty days, boiler services, Wilbur toys, or Sky Store movies? That's why we've created British Gas Rewards for all our customers. Join today.
Trevor.
Yeah?
What's the wolf? You're a private landlord, right? And your tenants are in a tough financial situation. They can't pay their rent, which is keeping you up at night.
Yeah, but...
But you're with Direct Line. They'll repay any unpaid rent until the tenants are out. So relax, Trevor. It's time for me to put you to sleep. Coco?
Alexa, what's my commute?
The fastest route takes about 1 hour.
Oh, God.
Alexa, ask Roomba to start cleaning.
Okay, cleaning room.
Alexa, reorder cereal.
Alexa, make the living room blue.
Okay.
Wow.
water's cold.
Yeah.
Look, catfish.
Oh, yes! That will take the world by storm!
It's El Tornado! I'll challenge any of you to try that. Suited up, ready, move it, running like a brand new chef. Yeah, the speed of a kid. Yeah, going for the goal, no. Yeah.
PS4 for the players.
Wow, 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 wow.
Available to buy and keep in Sky Store now.
Did you ever think you'd betray your family the way you did today?
If you're gonna catch Don, you guys are gonna work together.
Own it now before it's in the shops.
Let's play.
We're gonna need a bigger truck.
Buy and keep Fast and Furious 8 now. You'll get it straight to your TV, across your devices, and the DVD direct to your home. Buy and keep Fast and Furious 8 in Sky Store now.
This is the last. It's important they get that kick away.
Johnson!
Welcome back to the Leigh Sports Village. Welcome back to the £1 million game of 2017. And it is as tight as you would expect at half-time. Leigh Centurions with a 2-point lead. They scored first and early through Matty Dawson. Catalans replied late in that first half through an Ian Thornley try. Walsh unsuccessful with the conversion attempt. And we'll take you now into the dressing rooms here at the Leigh Sports Village. Neil Jukes speaking to his players. I suppose in a side in which they dominated, or half I should say, in which they dominated, but not really on the scoreboard. A couple of chances they could have got, didn't go their way. And you wonder, will Steve McNamara and the Catalan Dragons, despite for large parts of that first half being outplayed by the Leigh Centurions, they trailed by just the 2 points at half-time. Remember, the Super League survival of both of these clubs is on the line. After 12 years in Super League, the Catalan Dragons are 40 minutes away from dropping out of Super League if the scoreboard doesn't swing back in their favour. And the scoreboard is essentially in their favour because they started the worst of the two sides and could have been behind by more. Leigh Centurions exploding out of the blocks, John Wells, and putting huge pressure on the Catalan Dragons defence early in the match.
Yeah, they were, and this would have been a huge part of the build-up to the game. As the side playing without any confidence, without any real attacking structure, and without any defensive confidence as well. So the answer, put some early pressure on them. Mickey Hyam's still one of the very best. You get a decent play the ball like that, there's only one thing that this man's going to do, and that's going to take advantage and duck in round the back. They say he's being ill. No signs of that. Really industrious early on. And then the move to the right-hand edge. The guy I want you to have a look at now, it's the back three. Yaha is not really to blame in this, but between these two, between Tierney and Duport, they need to do better here because Lewis Tierney gets himself... I don't know what he's looking at, to be honest. He even has time once this play's been reset, to readjust his position. So at the start of the play the ball now, you've got two lead defenders on the short side. They're covered, not just with the two men, but there's very little space to work in as well. Two markers to work as well. What your fullback is doing there, I don't know. Especially if I'm Lewis Tierney and I know that Vincent Duport is slow to turn. He's a big man, very useful going forward. He's not the quickest to turn. I'd be sitting myself here.
Well, he's got to give himself a huge job to do, isn't he, to cover any sort of kick?
Now, I'm not saying that positioning has led to this kick, but certainly he's left the door open. You need to be here. You need to be here and on your bike and on your way. Instead, he leaves the door wide open. He's still there. He's almost committed now to that short side. And it's very, very easy for Drinkwater to find some space. There's Duport, slow, back, and a repeat set and more pressure for them to soak up.
And pressure's the word, John, and pressure paid off in the end.
It did. Now, the Dragons get the numbers right here. Couple of ways you can look at this. That last man back, Busquets, he makes the 6 man. So they're playing the ball bang underneath the uprights, 6 and 6 and 2 markers. That's your 5 and 5 and 2 markers. That's right, 14, I'm as bad as Barry with maths.
I'll
stop doing numbers.
It's a different sort of sport,
so,
but yeah.
Let's have a look at this. So your first line is all right. That's a decent line. And that holds Louis Anderson as best they can do. The problem comes a little later, I think, because you've got another good line here. It's a good line. It's not the best line you'll ever see. but this is from Glenn Stewart, just sits on the inside of Richie Myler. Richie Myler, for me, is too honest. Now, when I mean too honest, he doesn't completely buy that line, but he doesn't give himself a chance of moving on and helping his teammates. Look at this after this ball has gone. It's really difficult, but he commits to that and doesn't even make an effort to move on. Now, that puts all kinds of pressure on Braden Williami, who, again, a very difficult situation, but at that point, you just got
to make a call,
and you've got to go a little earlier. Yeah, I think that's the line that ultimately done it. You can look at that in two ways. You can say it's great set-up play by Leigh, or you can say the defence is a little naive and lacking confidence.
Ben Reynolds converted that 6-0 to Leigh Centurions. Eventually, the Catalan Dragons got a good look at the Leigh Centurions line. It paid off. It paid off gradually, and it paid off through a familiar source. Justin Horo, really the epicentre of the Catalans' successful attack.
Saw him take that first ball on the right-hand side. Well defended by Crooks, the second. Drinkwater on the first occasion. They made a couple of adjustments in the leading up to this. Have a look at this first one. Straight wide pass to a half. You've got the second half here. You're only going to have two lead runners. This case, it's Margolay and Horo. Have a look at Horo here. So they have reasonable success with this. Taking to the line. Horo there, he's straight through. He's straight through and gone. Now, Matty Fleming, who's your left centre, must have been wiping the sweat from his brow going,
so he's on notice.
I've got away with one there. But there's a little adjustment from the Catalan Dragons as well. So Tierney gets pulled down here. The next shot they get, it starts from exactly the same side of the field. I brought you in a play before because I wanted to show you what Luke Walsh is off the ball here. He makes a movement now. He puts an extra man in that first catch spot and releases both himself and Richie Myler as two halves working 1 metre further out. It makes a big difference. So now you've got 3 block runners. There's your first, there's your second, and there's Horo. This time, because they've bought that extra metre, Horo's line now absolutely commits Fleming. Look at that, and you've got a genuine now 3-on-2 on the outside. It's well executed. They've had very little opportunity to do it, and it has looked scratchy at times. But if I was Steve McNamara, I'd be reasonably happy at half-time.
You would have been happier if Luke Walsh had managed to convert that. His attempt scraped the outside of the upright. 6-4 to the Leigh Centurions. We have got 40 minutes left for the Super League futures of both the Leigh Centurions and the Catalan Dragons to be decided. At the moment, it's the home side of the Leigh Centurions that will be in Super League in 2018. Catalan, you've got 40 minutes to rescue this game.
Can I help? We heard you give rewards to some customers.
That's right. As a reward current account customer, you can get money back from the types of places you like to shop and eat.
Man, that was delicious. Ruggy. Yikes. Run, Scoob. Goodbye.
Nice work, guys.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you?
There's a local hero for that. There's a local hero for that.
Whatever the job.
There's a local hero for that.
Find a trusted tradesman at localheroes.com, a local service with easy online booking and a 12-month British Gas guarantee. Search localheroes.com.
Boost. Enjoy the pile-up of chocolate, caramel and biscuit.
Fly from only $14.99 and discover why more and more people are choosing Europe's #1 airline, Ryanair. Low fares made simple.
Volvo XC60, human-made.
Is there any news?
Look at this promo from Betway. Get £10 in free bets every week when you bet £25 on multiples across any sport. Well, it's quite simple, really. You make your selection, then you place your bet. I'm not going anywhere. I think the racing next, or maybe the tennis.
For the love of the game, Betway.com.
So what am I looking at?
Well,
I want to learn how to make movies. That's the fantasy we're selling here.
Baby brother. Still betting, winning.
No matter what comes next, we've already won!
Nothing can keep us from being free.
The X-Men, the Brotherhood, we don't even know if they exist anymore.
My dad's a crook. I'm lying to the police.
Sorry! Anything else anyone's got to add?
Second, third effort, fourth effort.
That's desire. That run is all about desire.
Castleford topped the pile in 2017. And Cuthbertson scores for Leeds. Here goes Jamie Shaw for the black and white. To the ball.
Who will take the throne next Saturday when the Castleford Tigers take on the Leeds Rhinos, 5 o'clock, Sky Sports Arena, and on main event for the Super League Grand Final. What a game that promises to be. We have Dragons here in Leigh. It's the Catalan Dragons playing for their Super League future. The Centurions likewise, and the Centurions lead by 6 points to 4 and are getting the second half underway. The boot of Corey Patterson recovered from that almighty hit he took from Fuad Yaha's elbow, I think, in the first half. Patterson able to continue, and 40 crucial minutes for these two clubs. Somebody will survive in Super League, somebody will be playing in the Championship in 2018. Leigh, who came up to Super League last year, earned their place, not inclined to give it away lightly. But Catalan, 12 years they have played at this level, and it is, of course, Super League Europe that we're about if Catalan lose here to cut our ties with this bit of Europe.
Well, I'm sure both coaches would have been talking to the players about don't let the nerves get the better of you. Not many mistakes from the Centurions in the first half, just 6, but they do like to play this brand of rugby, whereas Catalan, just one mistake. Considering there was a downpour before the game, I think the handling's been pretty decent from both sides. Just need to take your opportunities in this second half, though. As you said, Bill, just 40 minutes to go.
Well, 40 minutes, unless we end up in the same situation as we did last year when Hull Kingston Rovers and Salford went to Golden Point. It's an opportunity to maybe get some half-time news in just a second. The ball in possession with the Centurions, just crossing into Catalan territory, and that's the, well, a penalty. Oh dear me, Glenn Stewart attempting to get his feet to play the ball. Good. It was on the last.
It was a good strong carry. Look at that, he's picked out Richie Myler. A leg tackler is never dominant. You land on your front, you're going to fight, you're going to try and gain your feet. Only choosing to run the ball here, Bill, not go for 2 points.
And here is Sam Hopkins. So Leigh looking to strike early on in this second half. towards those supporters massed on the terrace at that end of the Leigh Sports Village ground. The Dragons back on their own try line, defending this set. Here is Drinkwater. Drinkwater fires the pass to Patterson. Patterson is stopped in his tracks. Dupont has got an arm stuck in there and is very slow about removing it. Here is Richards. 10 metres out now. Hood serves the ball up to Drinkwater. Short pass from Drinkwater. And Fleming. He is stopped by the tackle from Walsh. And Hood going for it, gets the pass away. It's still alive. It's 6 to go.
It was played for by Luke Walsh. He had to play for that ball as well. Otherwise, they would have been caught out.
The pressure mounting here now. Here's Richards once more. Garcia gets a hold of him. 5 metres out maybe. Centurions, perfect position for them. Perfect for James Clare. He scores another. He's had a nightmare year, James Clare. Joined the club, suffered a serious knee injury, and he bags another try in the qualifiers. 6 in 5 for him now. And a perfect start to this second half for the Centurions.
Well, they got the penalty. They didn't want to go for 2 points. They were going for 6 points, and Steve McNamara knows that the backs are against the wall now. They go to that left-hand side. And it was all on the back of a really strong carry from Glenn Stewart, who gets over the top of Richie Myler. They tap the ball. They get another set of 6 here. Liam Hood, who looks to offload that ball. It comes off into the ball. The referee is waved that way. And look at that for the ball. Josh Drinkwater. They look as though they're going to set up to the right-hand side. They think they've got a weakness on the left. And there's the try.
What the Centurions are doing is they're sending big men at the halfbacks, which is worrying the defenders around. So Corey Patterson, Glenn Stewart going at Richie Myler and Luke Walsh. So Luke Walsh over on that right-hand side for Catalan Dragons. The defenders around are worried. They're going in, staying out, and there was an opportunity out wide. Good recognition, good game plan.
James Clare missed 27 games when he was recovering from that serious knee injury. Well, he's certainly made an impact since he's come back to the side, or made his debut, in fact. Reynolds from the sidelines, just fading away at the last, Ben Reynolds. But the Centurions extend their lead by 10 points to 4. James Clare, the try scorer. Let's go downstairs and get that half-time news from Angela.
Thanks, Bill. Well, the league coach Neil Duke said their team started well, but then as the game progressed, they let the Catalan Dragons come into the game. This half, he said, is about the basics. Concentrate on getting the most out of each set and getting to the end of them more frequently. The Catalan coach Steve McNamara, well, he's echoed that, really. It's all about the basics. They did manage to get through that barrage in the first half, but they had some dominance after that. It's not going to be the team, he says, that does the flash plays that will win this game, but it'll be the team that wears the other one down.
Well, at the moment, it's the Centurions who have the upper hand. 10-4, they lead. The Leigh supporters, their mood improving as Patterson and Horrow clash. Big men going at each other there.
Patterson running at Walsh. Patterson running at Walsh. Stewart running at Myler. That'll be good for the Centurions.
That ball is hoisted high. Tierney comes for it. He's been solid for the Catalan Dragons in that fullback role.
He's been tested, hasn't he? That's the perfect set for the Centurions after scoring a try. Working hard, carrying the ball forward, having some numbers around you, getting to the kick and then pressuring our man Lewis Tierney.
There is Fuad Yaha, that scampering stride, winning a few yards for his team. Williame now, the Fijian international. Myler. Here is Julian Bousquet up to the halfway line. Ayton. Hopkins in his way as Walsh hoists that kick, but it's straight down the middle of the field and comfortably into the arms of Ryan Hampshire.
And it seems too easy, doesn't it? If you were Catalan, if you were Luke Walsh, you'd be setting up on the left-hand side. There's no point attacking around with Glenn Stewart. is defending. He keeps them solid on the right-hand side. Attack to the left, open it up on the right and give it the ball, or use Justin Horro as a dummy. He's probably been the most damaging player in the first half, Justin Horro.
Here's the try scorer, James Clare, once to the Castleford Tigers and the Bradford Bulls. Yeah, phenomenal season for the Bulls last year, 18 tries in 23 appearances. Did the wingman as Reynolds puts that kick in. Oh, well dealt with by Fouad Yaha.
He was looking for the 40-20. Fouad Yaha, as he carries this ball forward, took a heavy challenge and walked away rubbing his ribs, trying to catch his breath as well. Possibly the reason he just put the handbrake on at the last second. Look at him, taking the big tugs in.
The Centurions supporters now with reason to believe that their side can sustain their Super League place. Here is Jason Baitieri, and that's high. And Baitieri is still down.
Well, it was a very tight line. The ball was just a little bit behind Baitieri as he went in to catch that ball, and then when he went into collision, as we see and we have seen since 2011 when he joined the club, a wholehearted performer, flings himself around and catches one from Harrison Hansen.
He picks a really good line, doesn't he? Back behind the ruck, Harrison Hansen. Well, it's over the shoulder. I'm not so sure whether it's a high shot around the chops. Look, I don't think there's a problem with that, in all honesty.
Yeah, it's slight contact with the head, isn't it? Just gone over the ball just a little bit. It's made contact with the head. They won't do anything more than a penalty.
I must have missed that then, Stuart. It was a good run, and it was a good tackle as well from Hansen.
It's a Catalan Dragons penalty. That's very welcome for them after a good start to the second half from the Centurions. First time really that the Catalan Dragons have been down in Leigh territory in this second half. Garcia plays the ball. Here is Walsh now. Walsh, Myler, Horro again, and Horro striding towards that line. It needed to be a good tackle, and it was from Fleming. Tierney. Here is Busquet, but standing still. Gets the pass away to Aiton. Aiton's pass is a loose one. It's picked up by Williame. He's brought down. Reynolds with the tackle. Anderson. Here is Walsh now. Walsh, Baitieri, back for more. That's the fifth tackle. Little grubber kick, ricochets to Hood, and knocked on, and Catalan will get the ball back.
Knock on here again. It's the close kicking game from the Dragons. Luke Walsh on this occasion.
Is he not offside?
Is he offside?
Looks like he's offside, hasn't he? He's come from an offside position. The ball's knocked forward. This will give us a clearer indication. Oh, he might just have got in front of him, though, to be fair. If Patterson gets in front of him before he actually plays the ball, then it wouldn't be classed as offside. So knock-on's probably the right call on reflection.
You're only going to get so many chances in a game to score. This seems like an ideal one now for the Dragons.
Well, here is Myler. Louis Anderson now. Anderson, one of a number of Catalan players who'll be moving on at the end of this campaign. How will this campaign end for the Catalan club? Here is Aiton. Walsh. Myler, and Tierney is in! Catalan cross again! Louis Tierney has the Catalan supporters on their feet, and they take full advantage of back-to-back penalties. The first from the tackle by Harrison Hansen. There he is in the shot. And then the knock-on.
Well worked for the Dragons. It came off the hard work of the forwards. Baitieri runs hard. The whistle was blown. The kicking game of the Catalan Dragons in the first half hasn't quite been as good as the counterparts, the Centurions, but on that occasion, they got the scrum rather than a penalty. Slick moves, hands that they find the space, and Louis Tierney's worked so hard in that first half. Profits, gets the ball and gets a try.
Well, Peter Hiku's the only player in the qualifiers to make more metres than Louis Tierney, but today is not about making ground, it's about scoring tries.
That's what Lewis Tierney's done here. It's a wide one though, so this conversion will be a little difficult.
Tierney just congratulating Richie Myler on a well-timed pass there that sent him in for his second try of the qualifiers. The Wigan player on loan, Neil Jukes, Centurions coach pensive, the Catalan supporters peekaboo. We can see you. Walsh, first conversion attempt, hit the post. This one on its way, he's missed again. Not a day for your goal-kicking Supremo. To have an off day. Luke Walsh, an 85% success rate in Super League this campaign, but off target so far.
Well, this is where they look dangerous in the first half. Set up left, go to the right-hand side. Clever pass from Richie Myler. He gets James Clerk interested and he gives it to that man. This time last year he was playing in a grand final. Now he finds himself in the £1 million game, Lewis Tierney.
So Centurions restart, 10-8 the scoreline. Luke Walsh missing with both his conversion attempts, albeit both of them difficult. One hitting the post.
Looks like it could be going down to the wire like Thursday and Friday. So much at stake here. Both teams now really need to back themselves, believe in the game plan that the coaches give them going into the game.
Long way to go, half an hour of this game almost to go. 2 points in it. And Walsh finds open space with a good kick. Myler leading the chase. And they're there to greet Ryan Hampshire.
That's a good chase. He looks up then, Luke Walsh. He decides, no, I'm not going to shift the ball. I can see some space at the back. I know that the players around me are going to react to my kick.
It's Crooks now, comes back in field.
Sorry, Bill, it's just started to rain as well.
He's got to give an obstruction there, doesn't he?
Well, he was waiting to see if the player surrendered his tackle, but he just kept on going.
Well, he kept looking, didn't he, Ben Crooks? He kept looking at the referee, waiting for the call from Fairley. Look, he goes across, he runs across behind one of his teammates, and as soon as he does that, he's got to drop to his knee, give himself up, otherwise he'll be penalised.
Isn't that though voluntary tackling if you drop to your knee?
Well, no, in this situation, if they surrender in that situation, then they won't be penalised for the obstruction, because the obstruction is all about gaining advantage from an obstruction play. If there's no advantage gained, then they won't receive the penalty.
So if he drops down at that point, that's it.
That's it.
You've got to go down.
That's what the referee is explaining to the players. Luke Walsh choosing to take 2 points. Hasn't been able to capitalise, hasn't been able to get the conversions.
Walsh to level things. He has done. 10 points apiece in the £1 million game.
Wow. Now we're going to see drop goals galore now.
Long way to go, yeah.
Hopefully not, hopefully not. 27 minutes till the final hooter.
And also as well, the weather has changed. The ball will be greasy. Territory, field position is imperative.
As Patterson restarts again, it's a tricky one. Oh, Myler stretching for that one. He's had good hands today, Richie Myler. How ironic that is when you think about that last touch against Widnes last week.
He's been tested, hasn't he? Those high balls, low balls, he's been asked to catch passes in impossible positions, but he's come up trumps with them.
Here is Benjamin Garcia now for the Catalan Dragons. Paul Ayton. Oof.
Got a penalty, hasn't it?
Great work from Benjamin Garcia. Excellent play the ball. He gave his hooker half a second and he gets out. And a tug of the shirt gives his side a penalty. There he goes. Paul Ayton out. He's shouting to the referee, and as soon as Greg Richards grabs him by the scruff of the neck, the whistle is blown.
Catalan having a little period in ascendancy here. Here is Louis Anderson, who beats the first line of defence. Glenn Stewart there to make the tackle, as he so often is, so often the leading tackler for his team, as whether it's Manly or the Catalan Dragons or the Leigh Centurions. Now here is Luke Walsh. Walsh for Myler. Myler holds on to the ball, and Patterson gets a hold of him.
He's going to get one of those passes, Horrow, isn't he?
Horrow was free again.
Patterson right over the ball there, crowding out Myler. Here is Busquet. Busquet, basketball pass for Walsh. Walsh for Anderson. Anderson taking him on up the middle. That's another penalty. Ball steal.
Well, they give a couple of penalties away, and I'm sure that there'll be 2 points yet. There's a signal from Steve McNamara. They're putting themselves under some pressure, aren't they? Liam Hood strips the ball from Anderson. 2 men in the tackle. You've got to make sure that the discipline is there in the side.
4 penalties in a row for the Catalan Dragons. Walsh popped the last one over for 2 points, and in all probability will do the same with this one.
Just all about knocking the clock off, knocking the points over. He'll do that. You can't knock them down, really, can they, from this position?
Luke on the line.
A thoughtful Neil Jukes. A bit worried maybe that his side have run out of a bit of steam.
Ian, stay behind, boys.
I think now, the same as I thought in the first 5 minutes, offloads, second phase, will trouble the Centurions. Everybody's nervous, a lot of anxiety, and that goes without saying. When they're playing ad hoc, off the cuff, they look good, the Dragons.
Walsh bangs over another one, another 2 points, and Catalan lead for the first time this afternoon.
Well, they find themselves behind on the scoreboard because of the last 2 penalties. The first one was when Ben Crooks obstructed the Catalan defenders. Then the second one because of that ball steal. Steve McNamara knows that this is going to go right the way down to the wire. Take those points if they're offered in front of the sticks. Let's keep on just getting those points over the crossbar.
So Patterson restarts again. Myler underneath it again. Sam Moa back into the action.
Started the game well. He's got a big 24 minutes now. Sam Moa. Julian Busquet is on the field as well. So Steve McNamara started with the 2 big guns up front.
The Leigh supporters for the first time maybe this afternoon, chuntering, anxious, irate, as another penalty goes against their side.
Back reference what something that was mentioned by Terry O'Connor maybe in the first half. Run hard, get through contact, get through collision. 2 or 3 occasions now, while the Dragons players have been trying to play the ball quick, they've had a tug, and the referee has had no option other than to blow the penalty.
Garcia.
Move, Danny!
Burr and Tickle with the tackling there. Here is Busquet. Just over the halfway line, Stewart down low. Reynolds to assist him in the tackling. Now here's Benjamin Garcia once again for the Catalan Dragons, who are having their best spell of the game at the moment. They've gone in front and they've dominated possession, and he's got the pass away as Myler to Anderson. Anderson gets the pass away to Tierney. Tierney is second of the game, and Catalan are on fire at the moment. Myler, Anderson, and then Lewis Tierney finishing off, and Catalan making the most of a purple patch in this game.
Well, it's almost a contender for try of the season, not just because of the context and the importance, but the fact that they've kept the ball alive, shown some great skill in difficult weather. I think offloading the ball in the tackle has been the key to this. Okay, it's the 3rd penalty we've seen in the last few minutes, conceded by the Leigh Centurions, and it's helped to take the Dragons up to the other end of the field. But the timing of the run and the fact that Myler takes on the defenders, offloads the ball, a second offload, Tierney stays calm, steps inside Dawson, grounds out wide there, and you saw the relief. It was palpable. Look at that, great offload there to Anderson. Step on the inside. Hampshire does well to stop him at first, but they can't stop Tierney sliding into the corner. 6-point lead.
Just look at the passion on the face of Tierney as he goes in for that try. Putting yourself in the frame, pushing up into the next hole. Steve McNamara and his coaching staff mightily relieved.
Leigh having to regroup. They've conceded the lead. And Walsh will look to extend this Catalan advantage. He's been a bit wayward with his kicking from out wide. He's got those two from in front of the post. He's got that one as well as Walsh. He's back on target from out wide. And Catalan lead by 18 points to 10. Monsieur Gosh, the chairman,
well, the magic,
looks unmoved by it all.
The magic formula, if you're a prop forward in this game, is run hard, find your front, get up as quick as you can. And that's exactly what Busquets did. That's his first touch since coming back onto the field. That's all they need to do, the basics. You do the basics of rugby league. Don't worry about anyone else's job. You do your job well. Just exactly the same as what Samo was doing now. He doesn't want to be dominated. He's running as hard as he can, and three men couldn't take him to ground.
A quarter of the game to go. Catalan leading by 18 points to 10. They've really dominated this second half. They went into the second half trailing by 10 points to 4. They've turned that around to lead by 18 points to 10. Derek Beaumont, the Centurions owner, will be delighted to see that ball suddenly squirt from the grasp. I think of Sam Moa.
Well, Sam Moa, in the first half and since he's returned to the field, has run intensely every time he's collected that ball. Talked about the weather, talked about the greasy ball. He's also got his former teammate Glenn Stewart in his eye line, and that's the first mistake he's made. Could it be a costly one?
Well, I think this may well be turned over. High tackle by Glenn Stewart after he'd lost the ball.
No, mate, listen to what I've got to say. Let me finish, Mickey.
Well, Ben Taylor is talking to Stewart and
that way. Cordy, come here, please. It's contact with the head, end of story, go that way.
Yeah, it's contact with the head after he's
right, listen to what I'm going to say.
Lost the ball.
Right, I am working with you. Listen to me, as captains of the team, right, there are no negotiable penalties I'm giving. With contact with the head again, listen to me, right? Have a word with your lads. I don't want to take it to the next level, but you've got to sort them out.
Just on that one, mate, he was slipping, he's dropped.
I know, mate.
Mickey Ryan arguing the toss, but
make contact with the head, though, Mickey.
it is a big break for the Catalan Dragons.
No problem.
Well, what Mickey Ryan's saying is that, look, he's dropped the ball cleanly, then he's slipping as he's going down. But you see Glenn Stewart, well, he was trying to intimidate Samoa, and he does hit him under the chin, so it is the correct call from the referee.
And he is a player that isn't that tall. He's probably only 5'9", 5'10", but he does touch him in the head.
And in addition to that, Ben Taylor's also had a word with the league captain about the number of penalties that have been given away. So, you know, they need to watch themselves, otherwise they could be a man down.
Well, here is Sam Moa back for more. The tackle's legitimate this time on the Catalan captain.
Take a lot more than that shot to hurt him.
That looked forward to Busquets from Myler, but play continues. Good play the ball from Busquets. Horo. 20 metres out now, the Catalan Dragons. 19 minutes to go in this £1 million game. Myler, Tierney, 2 tries to his name already. Confident, stepping, Lewis Tierney takes on Maria, comes back for more. Stewart eventually gets a hold of him. Myler. Myler once more, stabs a kick in. Bird went down like a dying swan.
I know there's 8 points difference on the scoreboard, but I wonder why they didn't go for a drop goal. Luke Walsh looked to be centre field asking for the ball. I don't know whether that is what he's going through his mind.
They seem to be struggling here now, Leigh. Some of the big players need to step up, take control. Seem to be getting out-muscled in the middle.
Don't worry, Leigh supporters, 18-10. That was the lead that Hull Kingston Rovers had against Salford in the closing stages of the £1 million game last year, and we all know what happened in that. And they get the penalty.
Billy is one of the players that can change the game. Josh Drinkwater. He's got a good step and go, steps off his left foot, trying to get through the tackle. Louis Anderson falls on the wrong side of the ruck, just trying to slow him down.
played for and got, I think, that one by Drinkwater.
Would have done justice to the Premier League, that. But it's a penalty to the Centurions. Welcome change of fortune for them. Here's Anthony Maria. Leigh looking to hit back.
And in front of their own fans here behind the sticks.
It's Drinkwater again. Catalan now having to defend on their own try line as Fleming tries to wrestle himself free. Looks to the referee for some help there. Reynolds, here is Burr. Burr is tackled, about 10 metres out. 4 tackles gone. Hyam, Reynolds now. Reynolds for Stewart, and Stewart puts the ball down.
It's got to be a knock-on.
Well, they're saying that the Leigh players, the Catalan players, made the mistake here. It was a tough ball to catch, wasn't it, from Stewart? Greasy conditions at the line, no look pass. Richie Myler straight away as soon as that ball's passed, he hits him.
That's a good tackle from Myler. This right-hand side for Leigh Centurions hasn't had enough ball. They continue to go back and look to attack Luke Walsh. They're running 2 attackers at Luke Walsh. Look at the passion. Look at the celebration.
He can't believe he's pulled off a big shot, Richie Myler.
Every play is crucial.
They've taken some stick of Catalan. There's been accusations that their heart's not in it, and they're not putting their heart and soul into saving the club in Super League. But don't think there's been anything, any shortage so far.
I think the heart is in it. The only problem is that they're all trying on their own. They're not playing as a team, and they're low on confidence.
It's your head, not just your heart, that you've got to play this game with, and that's the test for Leigh. Remember, they started the Super League season, they went to Castleford, round 1, they were competitive at times, fell away to the Tigers as the game went on, but here now, in the final quarter of potentially their season, they need to use their heads, not just those hearts.
Here is Bousquet now, still hope for the Centurions. Still time for them to close the gap as Walsh lofts that kick towards, well, it's James Clare underneath it for the Centurions, but good chase from the Catalan Dragons to hold him and then put him down.
They've got all the momentum now at the minute. When they're carrying the ball, they're making meters. When they're defending, they're rocking the heads back of the Leigh Centurions players who are carrying the ball. Some of the outside backs now has to do some real hard work. Here's Dawson.
There's some sting in this Catalan Dragons tackling. Ryan Hampshire on the receiving end is limping in back play, and then Burr puts the ball down.
Well, he drops that ball because of what's in front of him. It's not even as though there's a late adjustment. Paul Layton's straight there, and he's one of those players that likes to get his feet close, hits under the ball and drives you back.
Every picture tells a story.
Time off. No, your own man.
Neil Jukes, Kieran Cunningham, anxious. What a game this is. As Neil Jukes was saying before the game, all the ramifications of this match. It's not an ordinary match.
He talked about it being different, feeling different. The players will feel differently. Derek Beaumont will feel differently. Fatigue will play a part because in the build-up, Bernard Gouache will feel everybody will feel differently. The fatigue element, all the build-up, all the week will all be focused on these 80 minutes.
Here is Walsh and Braden Williame now. Catalan, 15 minutes to go in this £1 million game as Greg Bird has possession. He's up and another penalty.
Well, Lachlan Bird just trying to stop the leg drive from Greg Bird. As soon as he picks his leg up, puts him in a dangerous position, just have a little look. There goes straight over.
And that's fatigue as well. Sometimes a player looks exhausted and he isn't able to get to a challenge. Other occasions, he makes a mental mistake and he does things he wouldn't normally do.
I wonder if this is going to be the team warning.
Well, it could be. It's certainly going to be a penalty.
Listen, if we're in a dangerous position, we need to be careful what we're doing. Okay? No, I know. Just get on with it.
Well, sorry about the language you might have picked up there.
Back on.
utterly surprising when you think of what is at stake in this game.
I don't think the 2 points makes that much difference here to Leigh, does it? They're already needed to score twice.
The time,
okay, they lose a minute, but a try would have been the end of their season here. A try and a goal would certainly have ended this contest. If this goes over, they have a 10-point advantage. There's still time for Leigh to score 10 points or more.
I agree, Phil. I agree. But I don't think this game is going to be won by a mile. It's going to be won by an inch. So 2 points are valuable.
Walsh hits another one between those posts. He's banged over 4 in a row now.
Well, I wonder if Leigh will take a leaf out of the Castleford Tigers. Was it a short restart in the 78.5 minutes, I think, had gone the other day? They got the ball back. They've maybe got more patience than me. Looks like he's going to kick this long again, but Richard Mile has been fantastic. You think he might try somebody else with one of these towering kicks.
No, it's the same routine. Myler underneath it. Moa takes it.
Well, he grits his teeth, doesn't he? Picks up one man.
He's left Reynolds down on the deck.
Yeah, well, he puts everything into his charge, doesn't he, Sam Moa?
That's another. Oh, Leigh are just losing it.
Well, that's what happens when the game starts going away from you. And again, I'll go back to the penalty that they give for the obstruction early on in this second half. The footwork at the line from Willie Army beats Danny Tickle. Look at that carry.
Keep your focus.
Straight, direct, as hard as you like.
Yep. I would go back here. Boys, back here, please.
So Leigh contributing to their own downfall here. 8-2, the penalty count in the favour of the Dragons in this second half.
And that has been the difference, hasn't it? They've not been able to find the rhythm because of those penalties.
And really, they can't complain, can they, Stuart?
No, well, they've all been justified. You know, I don't think there's any borderline ones.
It's contributed to a turnaround here, which has seen the Catalan Dragons come from 10-4 down to lead by 20 points to 10 and to set themselves on course for Super League survival. Can Leigh get the ball back and mount a challenge on the Dragons' defence? At the moment, it's all Catalan. There's Tierney, really in confident mood now, looking for a hat-trick. Lewis Tierney. Horrow. Walsh will hoist that kick. Louis Anderson went up for it. The ball is still loose, and it's been knocked on by Catalan, and it'll be a turnover.
Well, again, look where they've turned the ball over. They'll get this ball 10 metres from the line, Leigh Centurions, and there's some tired-looking bodies. Now, there's not so many players putting their hands up. They're all behind the ball. There goes Mickey Hyam.
Mickey Hyam will try his darndest. Gets the ball away to Patterson. Leigh maybe have got a chance their arm now. Patterson's got a bang there.
Took a high shot from Horrow, did he, when he went down?
Burr keeps a hold of the ball this time. 40-metre line. Here is Reynolds now. Tickle back towards the middle of the field, but Greg Bird gets a hold of him. Busquet was down low. Nearly made a mess of that. Here is that Anthony Maria, started this one strongly. Gets the pass away to Drinkwater. Drinkwater onto Patterson. Patterson back in field. Is back with Burr now. Burr, Patterson. 10 minutes coming up to go. On the last, Drinkwater hoists that kick high. Fouad Yaha comes for it, and Yaha claims it superbly.
Unbelievable catch. Unbelievable catch with the pressure that was under there. The home supporters. There's a wall of sound behind him trying to put him off.
He did so well there, Fouad Yaha. Brought back into the side today. Big decision taken by the Catalan coaching team to leave Krisnan Inu out and bring Fouad Yaha back. And just that catch alone really justified that call.
He catches that ball, he plays it, and then he takes the next play. He's a good player, Fouad Yaha. Obviously, takes like that will give the youngster some confidence.
Still only 21 years of age, Fouad Yaha, former Avignon player, as Walsh belts that kick downfield. Clare underneath it. 10 minutes to go, just under. 10 minutes for the Leigh Centurions to salvage their Super League future.
Bill is struggling to get back. Sometimes that when you're returning the ball from the kick downfield, you're waiting for your teammates to bring the ball to where you are, so you don't have to exert some energy by jogging back behind the ball. But they do look tired at the minute. Matty Dawson, he's gone down with cramp. It's been a tough all day.
This the 32nd game these two sides are playing this season. And no doubt about it, the most draining, but have they got something left in the tank here? Drinkwater skipping, stepping away. On the last, Reynolds, little grubber kick comes in, player taken out. Surely a penalty, referee playing on, is he?
He's already blown the whistle. Yeah, it'll be definitely brought back for this tackle, I would imagine.
Penalty to the Centurions.
It's physical, isn't it, when you're half-back? Ben Reynolds again, straight to the line. There's a shoulder charge there from Louis Anderson.
Well, I don't think it's a shoulder charge. I think we've perhaps looked at it as a late tackle more than anything else, but, you know, there's a front-on tackle.
Louis Anderson just been called out.
Be careful now, be careful, going in, like that.
And advised on the right way to go about a tackle like that, former Warrington man. So what an opportunity for the Centurions. They need to find a way through. The clock running down for them. But this game is still within their grasp. But Drinkwater is all wrapped up. It's Horrow again. Outstanding performer for the Catalan Dragons, Justin Horrow, in his final game for the club. Hopkins, 5 metres out. The Leigh Centurion supporters that end of the ground, imploring their side to find a way through. Reynolds is looking for it, but he flings that ball over his head and it's into the arms of Myler.
Again, it's good defence from the Dragons, isn't it? Samoa down on his haunches. Carry the ball strongly, come up with a good tackle here. When the ball was going away from me, looked at what Reynolds was going to do. He thought that he might have switched off more. There's an opportunity blown for coach Neil Dukes.
Ben Reynolds was trying to offload that ball. I think that's the frustration from Neil Dukes. If he keeps hold of it, they get another crack. But heroic defence from the Catalan Dragons. Just over 7 minutes left of this game.
Up to the halfway line with Greg Bird. That's the 5th. And Walsh over the top, good kick over the top of James Clare, perfect kick from Luke Walsh.
Every second an opportunity the Dragons can get to waste some time. There's a second left, they have to put the season on the line.
Well, Leigh have run back to the scrum, they've said, hey, come on, this game's not over, we can form, we stop the clock here. They need one try, obviously. But we often see in rugby league back-to-back tries, the team score and then can score in immediately in the next set of possession following that. That's what the Centurions are hoping they can pull off now in the last 5 or 6 minutes of this match.
Anxious times in the last 7 minutes of this £1 million game.
Bill, the Dragons are just playing the percentages here, carrying the ball strongly, getting to the kick. See the experience that they've got from some of the NRL players, Greg Bird in particular.
So much at stake for these two sides. When you think of the significance of winning and losing this game, you've got Leigh with Daniel Mortimer, who was signed for the specific reason that they wanted to make sure they were in Super League next season. He gets injured. He doesn't know where he's going to be next season. Bryson Godwin, who they've lined up to sign next season, sitting in New Zealand or in Australia, wondering where he will be next season. So many imponderables. How can you plan for the future of a club when it is this hard?
The players can't plan for anything. You see the reaction from the players, the effort from the players. One thing is for certain, when one of these sides drops out of Super League, we will lose a heck of a lot. Charismatic talisman who are leading the club like Derek Beaumont.
Or a landmark club for the competition.
Absolutely,
in the place of the Catalan Dragons.
And another charismatic leader.
Very different.
Very different. One
I can't
with
imagine,
a meat cleaver.
I don't think Monsieur Gouache would have challenged Marwan Kukash in that lose a little weight competition. Might be wrong, Bernard.
He's a carnivore, that's for sure. Being a butcher, I think he samples plenty of his own product, but the Catalan Dragons offer and bring so much to the table. But the Leigh Centurions, when you experience afternoons like this, you know that this is a very special club.
What efforts they've made in their Super League season. But they are 6 minutes away from a return to the Championship. Well, it doesn't have to be terminal that. Look what Hull Kingston Rovers have done. No. And they get the penalty. There's a foot in there, Ben Thaler is indicating. Harrison Hansen mystified by that. Is that V for victory or go for the two?
Let's go for two and V for victory. If they carry on...
Well, this 2 points will take the game away from them, won't it? Have a little look. See what happens with the Leigh players when they're peeling off. See that Harrison Hansen's left foot is on his bicep. That's what Greg Bird's saying to the referee, Ben Thaler.
We saw a remarkable recovery from Leeds from last season, as we said, finishing 9th to making the grand final this year. It looks as though the Catalan Dragons are going to win this £1 million match. And it's not beyond them. It's not beyond that club and the potential they have to bounce back to the grand final of next year. It'll be a massive job that Steve McNamara has to do, no doubt. There'll be players arriving and players leaving. But we know they're a better side than what we've seen in the second half of this season. And I think they'll start 2018. I mean, they started this season quite well, didn't they? They won 5 of the first 10 games, a draw as well added to that, but fell away from that point on. Will Luke Walsh be there next year for them, adding 2 points like this?
Walsh, who's been immaculate with the boot in this second half, is on target again. And 22-10, the scoreline, 5 minutes to go. Catalan, 12 years in Super League. Look as though that's where they're going to be staying. Jerome Guisset will be moving on from this club at the end of this season. Steve McNamara will still be there. It's a 3-year deal he's got as Willie Arme claims that ball from the short restart for the Centurions.
Well, they need the ball ASAP, but you've got to think that the game's going to go now with the Dragons. They'll close this game down. Greg Bird steps up, knows exactly what to do. No panic passing. No, just passing the ball to the man who's screaming loud next to him.
The Leigh supporters just starting to drift home, heading for the exits. The fate accepted, it seems, for their club.
Only a few though, Bill. Only a few. The Leigh Centurions crowd here will want to support these players who've given everything. It's been a terrific atmosphere. The game's got away from them, but I'm sure a large percentage of the people that have turned up today will be here to support them next year.
Well, can they conjure up something in the closing minutes here? It's with Ben Crooks. Crooks finds Hampshire. It's going to have to be something spectacular. And back-to-back spectacular.
And they have entertained at home this year, haven't they? They beat Saints, Wigan, Warrington and Huddersfield.
The ball reaches Clare on that left flank. Bobs it back infield. Catalan keeping their shape. Drinkwater, but Drinkwater wrapped up by Jason Bacchieri. Paul Ayton in there as well. He's had a strong game. Harrison Hansen and Samoa colliding. The ball goes to ground and Dawson, who set the ball rolling for the Centurions in this game with that try early on after just 7 minutes when it seemed as though it was going to be their day. Dawson can't continue it. Stewart can't against his former club. That surely is the final throw of the dice for this Leigh side.
That's one of the most experienced men on the pitch. He's got grand final appearances, state of origin appearances, even represented his country, Australia. And a mistake and it deflated Leigh Centurions.
Samoa just clenched his fist and pumped the air as well. He come up with a good shot on the inside. Willie Arme, he shot the line. He tried to intimidate those Leigh ball carriers.
Would you drop a goal now? No. Tez, I think even numbers. 12 points on the scoreboard just to keep ticking the game over. We'll see.
Let's bind nothing daft. Heads in, Greg. Sam heading.
Well, it's head and feet to the Catalan Dragons and Walsh. Fouad Yaha. Good comeback game for the young wingman. Catalan, they played at Wembley in 2007. They played a couple of semi-finals, got within an 80-minute game of Old Trafford, but this probably the biggest game in their Super League history, and they've, it seems, come out on the right side of it. Just a couple of minutes left for them. Bird, hands outstretched for that ball, and Walsh directing operations. Walsh, little dummy from him, and Fouad Yaha will wrap it up for the Dragons. A well-deserved try. Steve Mack and his chairman celebrate. Mission accomplished. Catalan will be in Super League in 2018 now for sure. And Leigh have to contemplate a return to the Championship. Fouad Yaha, the 20-year-old winger, gets his second try in the qualifiers, and Luke Walsh it was who opened the door for him. Dejected Centurions.
Well, he couldn't believe his luck, could he, Luke Walsh, when that gap opened up then? Tried to expose some tired defenders. He goes at the line, but it all comes round because of the mistake from one of the most experienced players, the former Manly star, Glenn Stewart. But look at this. Ben Crooks shoots the line, tries to close that play down. And the maturity of Luke Walsh, the movement around him, and he still knows that as he's going to ground, Fouad Yaha is holding his shape on the edge, and that's it. That's game, set and match for Catalan Dragons.
Well, Fouad Yaha was a try scorer when Catalan beat Leigh 40 points to 36 in July in a nail-biting contest. This has been a nail-biting contest, but none of the drama of last year's £1 million game when we went to Golden Point extra time. It has been a monumental turnaround in this second half, with the Catalan Dragons so far scoring 22 unanswered points. If Luke Walsh knocks this one over from out wide, it's 24 unanswered points. It's just across the face of the post, his first miss of this second half. But otherwise, as Thomas Bosk, who's hanging up his boots, is able to celebrate, and Derek Beaumont sportingly shaking the hand of the opposition coach, acknowledging that Catalan have had the upper hand in this second half. They have dominated it since the restart.
They have. There was nothing in the stats at half-time, but in the second half, it's all been about the Dragons. Leigh have made 100 tackles more than them in this game. You've got to give some credit to Stewart. He's made 51 of those.
Final seconds of this £1 million game. Catalan Dragons went into it seemingly with the trapdoor poised to open underneath them. Instead, it's the Centurions who'll drop through it, and it's the Catalan Dragons who are left to celebrate. But there's little jubilation out there. This is a trying, draining contest. Fellow professionals knowing what it means for fellow professionals. And I, for one, salute these guys, because what a way it is to spend 80 minutes of your career with your future on the line here. And, well, Catalan Dragons will be in Super League next season. The Centurions will be in the Championship. But there's little jubilation, Terry.
Yeah, well, that's what was said before the game. Livelihoods are at stake here. And you could see the reaction from Sam Moore. With seconds to go, he didn't play the ball. As soon as the final whistle went, he slammed it into the ground. Whether that's the frustration of being where they are in this game, when everyone thought that they were going to be challenging up there in the top four to get to Old Trafford next week, it's not been there yet. And when I look at the Catalan players, I've never been disrespectful to the players. They've tried hard, but they've just, it's not worked for them this year. Well, for Leigh Centurions, they've got to regroup, rebuild, and come back bigger and better.
Well, you can only celebrate success, and winning the £1 million game isn't success. Obviously, it's an achievement. You've avoided relegation. The Catalan Dragons know they need to be far better next year. They need to rediscover that winning habit that they had at one time.
Been a big second half from the Catalan Dragons. 10-4 down they were, but with Lewis Tierney running in 2 tries, Luke Walsh kicking 5 goals from 6 attempts, and then Fouad Yaha wrapping things up with that late try. It's been a good, strong second half from the Catalan Dragons. Probably their best 40 minutes of this 2017 season. It's a long time to wait for that, but when it came down to it, they had the character and they had the talent as well. And Luke Walsh, a big performance from him. Thomas Bosk will hang his boots up, knowing that the club has a Super League future. Leigh Centurions have a championship future. Sad to say, Remy Casti, his season ended, but at least his club can celebrate. Not so the Centurions. For them, it's the championship. And we can hear from their coach, Neil Jukes. He's with Angela.
Neil, just tell us how you're feeling right now.
Just the feeling, I don't know, empty really, I suppose. Worked so hard, and as I said it earlier a couple of weeks ago, I think, just seemed like we spent 12 months just keeping our head above water and fighting, and without taking your eye off the moment and trying to build for next year. It's just so difficult. Certainly when you're getting in around 10th and 11th, you're trying to then build a team. You just like I say, you feel like somebody's got your foot on your head at times, but just for the club, for the players in particular, there's a lot of uncertainty around it, and obviously a lot of tough shots. But yeah, I think in regarding the game, I think we give 7 penalties in first 18-19 minutes. I think they kicked as many points off penalties as they did off tries, and whilst you can defend some of them, it just took a lot of energy off us, and with the ball in hand, it seemed like the harder we tried, the worse we got, and some of the skill level were poor, and just, like I said, got deeper and deeper. But yeah, it's a tough one.
They ground you down. Penalties, discipline gave you away, didn't it?
Yeah, they ground us down. I won't get into some of the other stuff. It's sour grapes in it, but I think what they did do, they squeezed us, and they completed really high, and the kicking game were far better than ours, to be fair. And the only time they give an error, we then give an high tackle on the same play, and instead of getting a scrum, we had another penalty as well. So I think we give 9 or 10 penalties that second half, more than we give in a full 80 minutes. And when you're up against that with poor skill and completions, you're never going to win any game. Certainly not one of this pressure.
Well, we appreciate you talking to us, Neil. Thank you. We have Sam Mower now. He's just having a chat there. Sam, I suppose celebration isn't what you want to do now. I suppose relief is the feeling that's overwhelming right now.
Yeah, you just said it. Look, how can you be happy after? Yes, to some extent we're happy, but on the other hand, we've got the team. Some of us are mates in the lead team, and some of them we don't even know. But how can we as players be happy to move on, knowing that they have to find new jobs and they've got mortgages to pay, they've got families to support? It's very hard. So there's a bit of emotion there at the end, but I'm glad we won. But as the captain of this team today and as a club, we'd just like to send our condolences to Leigh, all the supporters. We think they deserve to be in the game. And this isn't a concept, or this isn't a game that we enjoy to play in as players.
You got the win, you got survival in Super League, and it's about building again for next year.
Yeah, I thought about this last week, and I thought if we were to win today, I think we're going to kick on next year. It's very hard to evaluate how we went this season. There are a lot of contributing factors, but we're here to stay next year, and us as a club and as a franchise, we deserve to be in Super League, and we're going to try and keep it that way.
It's good to have you in Super League. Thanks very much for talking to us. Thanks, Sam. Lewis Tierney's just talking to his coach at the moment. Lewis, you scored a couple of crucial tries there and kind of turned the game a bit in your favour, and with Luke Walsh's kicks as well, you ground them down.
Yeah, it was a good performance from all of us today. We've struggled in this eights competition, and we've not been at our best, and to win in a game like this, it means everything. But sad to see a team like Leigh go down, Super League team. It's one of them. Whoever walks off the field today, it's sad for Super League. But I'm happy that I did the job for Catalans, and managed to get over a couple of tries. But shout out to all the boys. 1 to 17 was awesome today.
How does this compare with other big games that you've been in? You've never been in any one quite like this.
Yeah, it's a different feeling. Everything has a consequence, and it's